So we started getting emails last week here at CJD. Natasha, I'm not sure if you saw these as well. A woman claiming she had been to the store on Greene Avenue in Westmount called Brioche Dorée, and for some reason, it seems the owner there would refused at that time to speak English to her at one point, even though she had begun the conversation in English. All of a sudden, the story kind of blew up, and I guess now in the wake of Bill 96 and everything else going on, perhaps that's not a surprise. Journal de Montréal ran a big story on this yesterday and followed it up again today. So we thought we'd try to get to the end here, if we can, the bottom line, by finding out exactly what is going on. JÉRôME MOUTONNET is owner at Brioche Dorée on Greene Avenue, and he's agreed to come on with us right now. Monsieur MOUTONNET, thanks for the time.
Very welcome, Aaron.
Please explain to us, first of all, because I want to get both sides on this. The woman who wrote us seemed very angry, very hostile, and said you treated her badly. First of all, you know who this woman is, right?
Well, I know her name, but I'm not even sure I had seen her before. I see many people. Obviously, we've been running the shop for 6 years. Maybe she came a few times before, but her face was not familiar, no.
So in the particular event that she describes that day, she says you started speaking to her in English, and then you said something to her in French about heating up a sandwich or something and refused to speak English again. Is that what happened?
That is, I did ask, I took the order, if I remember properly, because it's... in the heat of the action, it's a bit fuzzy, but I took the order in English, and at some point it was sandwich. And I asked whether or not it would be if she wanted heated or not. And I asked this in French, and then she snapped at me, saying, "Hey, how come you don't speak to me in English?" I said, "Look, if you ask me like that, ben je vais parler français. Don't be rude." We're actually mixing two things here. We're mixing a language potential issue, but as you can see, I can speak English, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah,
We're mixing this potential language issue and the current issue on my side, which is simply a rudeness issue. I was giving attitude, and who is she to ask me to speak in this or that language? Especially in this tone. If the person cannot handle it and is plain polite, then there won't be no problem. As I said, I've operated the shop for 6 years, and if I refuse to speak English to customers, I guess it would be a known fact by now.
That's a good point. And the part here, of course, that got worse is that she decided to take this to social media, and that's when the piling on really began, right?
That's part two, as they say. In that she called, she wrote a fairly pretty aggressive email, and emailed it to a private mailing list, friends of hers, I reckon, calling for a boycott of the shop, and came to my ears eventually. Eventually, I got the email, and this email had some effect in that. Few people turned up the shop being pretty aggressive. I got obnoxious phone calls. I got nasty reviews on the Google page of the shop, and this went on for a day and a half. And then, to my great surprise, a great number of reviews appeared on the opposite side, saying, before it was 1-star stuff, and after that it was a 5-star stuff. And to give an idea of the magnitude of the reaction, I think that since the shop was open on the Google page, we had maybe 60 reviews or something like that. I wasn't pushing really hard for that. And then I got maybe 20 negative reviews, and all of a sudden the stuff went wild. And now I think we're counting something like 2,400 positive reviews. Mm-hmm. So it went totally viral and berserk in a way.
I suppose that's thanks to the Journal de Montréal. People piled on and wanting to lend support to you. I think there's a couple of questions that I have.
Not only actually, it began before. I think somebody posted a thread on Reddit, and that triggered the initial stuff. And this initial stuff, a few hundreds of reviews, it triggered the attention of the bigger media.
Where I'm confused in this story is that she, Elaine, is evidently perfectly bilingual, but she was with two friends who are from the States or something and don't speak any French at all. And so I think she was probably trying to stick up for them. I don't know. I don't want to put myself in her head. But it obviously unraveled in an unpleasant fashion for both of you. But the end of the story that I read in the Journal de Montréal, Monsieur, says that you don't care if you lose all of your Anglophone clientele. You said, tant pis si je perds ma clientèle en anglais.
As I said before, this makes absolutely no sense in that. I've been running this shop for 6 years, and it's located in Westmount. So if I didn't care about my English-speaking customers, I would be in dire straits, and the shop would have.
But then, how do you feel about the Journal de Montréal putting that as a quote from you? Because that's
the Journal. I totally agree with you. And by the way, I sent an email to the journalist yesterday when I read that, saying that I don't remember saying this to him.
Okay, I'm glad we clarified that.
Yeah. Because it's totally at odds with my positions from the very beginning, which has been, it's not a matter of language, it's a matter of attitude.
I agree wholeheartedly, and there's no question that this situation with Bill 96 has heightened emotions around all of this. So I'm wondering what it's been like at your business the last couple of days since this. You said you got a few unpleasant phone calls. How has the clientele been? What's your experience been like since this
and do you
broke?
think that has to do with what's gone on the past couple of days, read Bill 96?
Probably linked.
Say that again, sorry?
I say it's probably linked.
They do have something to do with each other.
Linked. Yeah.
Okay.
And has it been okay, though? How do you feel going to work now? And do you worry about, more
Well, you know
negativity?
what my biggest worry is currently? Mm-hmm. Hiring staff.
I bet.
You and a lot of other people, in the same business.
Yeah. So I take advantage of the call to say that 1236 Greene Avenue bilingual people are very welcome to come and drop by for an interview, because this is my biggest issue. Other than that, I've had a lot of support from the local community. I wrote the letter that I sent to you to explain the position, and I guess we'll be fine. And that's about it, I guess.
Okay. I'm just wondering, is an apology expected, do you think, on one side or the other?
On my side, on this, I really don't see where the problem is. So if I do something bad, I apologize. For instance, day before yesterday, I bumped slightly my car into another car and scratched it a little bit. The owner was there, and I immediately recognized the fact, and we settled the stuff for $100, no question asked, and we shook hands. So there's no problem recognizing a mistake or something like that. But in my position, in this case, I've been. This lady came to me very aggressively. Eventually, she kicked herself out of the shop ipso facto, and later called for a boycott. Would she come saying, "Look, I should have cooled down and maybe come back the day after, asking to see you, and we could have talked the matter over. Maybe it wouldn't have gotten that far." Good. If she recognizes that she did something she shouldn't have done, because if you don't like something, you don't go there anymore. You can have a little talk with your friends, but call officially for a boycott is something else altogether.
Understood. I would just simply ask you. You mentioned needing staff. Someone's asking, "What are you paying? What's the pay?" Maybe we found you someone to work.
The pay, these jobs, it's minimum wage. Tips come in, and they're a happy plus, and then a couple of goodies. But it's not something you make a lot of money off. You need to love contact, and you need to love fast-paced action.
Okay, and you get all the brioche you can eat, I guess.
Not all of them.
Okay.
You get special prices.
That you couldn't be in business if that were the case. Mr. Moutonnet, before we let you go, I would just like you to please keep us up to date if you ever do get an apology or have some more contact with Elaine. It'd be interesting to hear where this goes from here.
Okay. Happy endings are always welcome.
Absolutely.
The best kind. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it today.
Very welcome, sir.
JÉRôME MOUTONNET. The place is called Brioche, Dorée, on Greene Avenue in Westmount. And we'll see what comes of this. As I said, it's been kind of a cause célèbre in the Journal de Montréal.